our relationship isn't really when Harry met Sally, it's when Amber met Harry.
He's very considerate. He thinks about everybody else. Harry has never a bad word to say about anybody, and he's just lovely. He's just the love of my life.
We're hoping for grandchildren. I'd like a granddaughter.
I was attracted to Amber, and I still am attracted to Amber, because of her honesty and her genuineness and her kindness.
They turned to walk out of the church, and Amber sort of bounced off saying hello to people and left poor Harry kind of wondering what to do.
And then at the last minute she sort of turned around and remembered she'd got a husband in
And I think I asked her to marry me while I was on the way to B&Q one day in the car.
I therefore proclaim that they are husband and wife. Would you like to give them a clap?
It was in August, I know that, a long time ago in Tamworth, and I went out with my cousin Kerry, and it wasn't an intentional setup, was it, at all? And Harry was there, and we just met each other, and I thought, he's quite nice.
In a pub, where we spend most of our time, in a pub. Well, I did.
Up until you met me.
Until I got married.
Sort of since. No, but we just met there, and there was just something about you, wasn't there?
Yeah.
I knew Harry a long time from school, and it wasn't to talk to, and it wasn't that, you know, he was my friend or anything, because you were a few years above me at school. I just knew of him. I knew that was Harry, and I don't think you were aware of me at all, though, were you?
I don't think so, no. You were younger, wasn't you?
Yeah. Harry was in his own little world.
Yeah.
I don't think I thought that he's the one for me. I just, you know, when you get to speak to somebody, and I thought there was something really nice about Harry, you know, there was no side to Harry, and he was just lovely. I don't know what he thought of me, but I thought there was something about Harry, definitely.
Kept talking to me when I was playing the fruit machine. In the end, I lost, so I stopped and had a chat with you, and you seemed like a nice girl.
Yeah, that was it. The more I got to know Harry, the more I liked him, and you know, I can't put it into words. You just know when you've met the person that you want to be with, and there was just, you know, it's not as if like we all had the same interests and we loved all the same music. We didn't. It was just, I suppose we just clicked really, and that's how it was. I don't know what you thought.
You're a warm, honest girl, and that's quite rare nowadays. And beautiful. Get that one in.
Get that one in.
I was attracted to Amber, and I still am attracted to Amber, because of her honesty and her genuineness and her kindness. She's the kindest person I've ever met, and well, what can I say?
You married me.
I married you.
Must be all right.
Yeah.
Alfie, come here. Come on then. Got a biscuit?
Poppy.
Come on.
I've known Amber absolutely for years. Right from middle school, I used to sit by Amber, and then again in high school, we were kind of best friends in high school.
Sort of stayed friends through college and uni.
Yeah.
Yeah, so pretty much since we were little. I remember my first day of first school is when I met Amber as well. So.
Really?
Yeah.
I remember she used to help me out in French class.
Yeah, she was very studious.
Yeah, puts us to shame. And then she met Harry, so that's how we got to know Harry, who used to be at the same school as us.
Yeah, but we didn't really know Harry, did we? So, a few years older.
I've been together now for about 8 years, and we were engaged probably 4 years, something like that. And we got married on Saturday, the 11th of August 2007.
Best day of the year.
Oh, it was the best day of the year. It was perfect. It was.
Didn't know Harry too well. He was 2 years older than us. He was just one of the crowd of the boys who used to hang around by the tennis courts, and then that was it for a couple of years until he was introduced to us as Amber's new boyfriend.
We're Amber's parents and Harry's in-laws, and we first met Harry when Amber brought him round one night on their way out, and it's just a brief visit. He came to the door, popped his head through the door and introduced himself, and Amber ran down the stairs quick and says, "We're off." And then I think we met him about 6 months later.
I think I'd just come out of quite a long-term relationship, so I wasn't really looking, but I changed my mind when I saw Amber. Love at first sight.
Oh, yeah. No, I wasn't looking for anybody. I was in my last year at university, and it was just, that was the last thing on my mind, meeting anybody. But you never know what's around the corner. I can't put it into words. You just know when you've met the person that you want to be with, and there was just, it's not as if like we all had the same interests and we loved all the same music. We didn't. It was just, I suppose we just clicked.
Harry is hard-working, easygoing, puts up with Amber, doesn't he?
Puts up with Amber,
puts up with all her moods and her strops.
Oh, have always seemed so right for each
Always
other.
sort of fell together, didn't they, quite easily?
Yeah, and I think it's just been such a mutual feeling, Amber loving Harry and Harry loving Amber, and it would be wrong for them to have not.
Like any other mum, nobody's good enough for my daughter, and, you just sort of wait and see what happens. But, she stuck with him, and the more you got to know Harry, the more you did get to like him.
I think at first Amber's daddy's little girl and mummy's girl, and I think they just wanted the best for her, and I think it took them some time to get to know Harry, and, well, I think they've just come to love Harry as much as everybody else does. I think he's like their perfect son-in-law now. Them sort of just being together, and I think it was Kerry, Amber's cousin, that introduced them, and it kind of just went from there, and it was kind of, Amber's talking to Harry Dancy, and then on the way home, because I think we'd gone in as a girls' group, and on the way home she was just like, "Isn't he lovely? Do you think he's lovely? Do you think he's nice? Do you think he's nice? Do you think he's really nice? Do you think he's... Oh, what if he asks me out again?
Smitten.
Oh, no, he won't like me. He won't ask me out." And, yeah, she was very girly about it all.
Our first date, we went to see a film, and it was a proper boys' film. Do you remember? I can't remember what it was. And we were chaperoned again. I remember Kerry and Quinn came out with us, Kerry, my cousin, and we went to see a boys' film, and I think apparently he was gutted because I didn't hold his hand. That's what I was told. So he must have been key.
We do like him, don't we?
Well, the first we'd heard of Harry, when we heard that Amber was going out with Harry, is Harry written his car off, put it through a fence, and...
With 4 other people in the
So
car.
I was a bit dubious when Harry pulled up in his car.
Like a boy racer. But I should think he's had enough people say that.
Yeah, after that is... so we were a bit dubious when he drove off, to be honest.
Yeah.
But every time we met him, we got to like him more and more.
Our first kiss came at the end of, I think it was about the 3rd date. I'd escorted you back to your car, and I got sick of waiting, I think, and I demanded a kiss, didn't I?
I remember you saying to me once, "So when am I going to see you on my own, Amber?" Because I think Kerry chaperoned us.
Yeah, we had a chaperone for about 3 days, I think, your cousin.
Yeah.
And,
She just wanted to make sure you were...
genuine.
Yeah.
She was just so excited, and it was absolutely wonderful. because then we heard that Harry himself had also been really excited about Amber, and so it was great that it was such a mutual thing.
Seen it on both sides. Yeah.
Yeah, with the point that I thought it was definitely going to go somewhere when I heard that Harry had ordered Amber flowers, I think after our second meeting, and the florist was at the door with a big bunch of flowers for Amber, so I knew then it was quite serious and something was going to move on further and a bit quicker.
We've been together for 4 years, I think, and I think it was the time was right to get engaged, but I don't think I actually asked you officially, did I? We went to look at rings, and I think we came back with a ring, didn't we?
No, I saw the ring that I wanted. We went up to the jewellery quarter in Birmingham. We saw lots of lovely rings, lots of rings that I couldn't have. But no, I saw the ring that I wanted, and we went back and bought it. And Harry, being really romantic, we were driving back, and he says, "Well, will you marry me then?" And that was it. That was my proposal. I was just gutted. I thought, you know, you hear about girls, and they get all the wine and the roses and all the thought and care, and I got a, "Will you marry me?"
You just wanted a holiday in New York, I think.
I did.
I was driving around an island in Birmingham.
And that was all I was going to do.
Will you marry me? And he said yes, so it worked. I must have been doing something right.
You did sound sincere when you said it, so I must have been convinced. But no, I know I wasn't going to get anything else, so I had to just take it.
When they met, Amber was 23 and Harry was 24. He's moved on from being a boy racer to being a very responsible husband. He's a good worker, and we couldn't ask for any more.
About 3 years I've been planning the wedding for. We did put it back a year because of how much weddings cost now, but 3 years, and honestly I wouldn't begrudge a second of it because it was just wonderful.
Amber's been planning this wedding for years. I think Amber's been planning this wedding long before she even met Harry, and everything, this minutest detail has been absolutely perfect.
I begrudged it for about 2 years, but Amber, she was never in the room. She was always playing on the internet or on the phone to somebody, and it used to annoy me.
Every single time she was sort of excited, I'd have 1,001 emails about, what do you think of this, what do you think of that, have you seen this, what do you think, and it was just wonderful that it all came together at last.
But all the small details Amber did, and I didn't know about a lot of them. On the actual day, everything came together perfectly.
I mean, it was worth every minute of it. It was, and I knew that Harry was getting annoyed with it towards the end. I said, "You're just going to have to wait and see." I said, "I'm doing this so we can have this amazing day," and we did. And I think, you know, towards the end of the day, you were blown away by it.
Yeah, everybody was.
Yeah,
everybody was.
I was Amber's bridesmaid, and it was such a fantastic day. I got here, I think, about 8 o'clock in the morning. Amber was upstairs having her hair done, and she just looked like such a gorgeous princess. All these curls going down, and everyone was just so excited. It was really buzzing here.
Within no time, the hairdresser came, the makeup lady, and from that minute on, it just went mad, didn't it? But it was just lovely, you know. Then the photographer come, the video people, and it went that quick. And you know, Amber put a dress on, and she had a bit of a stress out because she thought it was ripped, and there was chaos, weren't there?
I thought my dress had ripped, and I came downstairs and I went, "Oh, my dress is ripped, what am I going to do?"
My dress is ripped, my dress is ripped. But it was just the dress itself, how they'd shaped it.
Because it was hanging up by a mirror, and the mirror had fallen down a bit, but I didn't know it was meant to have a gap in it there.
And then when the bridesmaids came down, and the little one, Catherine, and they all looked lovely. And I'm standing there in my jeans and a t-shirt still, and it's like I've got to go out the door in 10 minutes.
Thank God it's not raining. Harry better walked healthy, and I feel sick. But no, it's fantastic. I'm just really, really chuffed, and the sun's shining, so it's brilliant.
The first time I saw her in her dress, as she come down the stairs, and I was at the bottom of the stairs, and she did look just stunning. You know, the dress was beautiful. You know, she just was gorgeous anyway. So the whole thing about Amber just was more than ever expected. You know, it was as nice as you could be, really.
On the day of the wedding, I was absolutely petrified. I was dreading the church and the actual service. I've never been that scared in my life. I can't describe it. I was just petrified.
He's been a little bit nervous, a bit ratty at everybody else, but apart from that, he's got a bit of an headache, but no, he's all right.
They're supposed to be looking after me and I'm looking after them. I knew you'd be jumping up and down with happiness, but me, I was scared. I was scared, there's no other word for it.
See, I wasn't. I was really, really calm on the morning. When I woke up, I did feel a bit, oh no, you know, I can't believe, I feel sick. But after that, I was fine. It was absolutely super. I grew up in Kingsbury, where the church was, and we were really lucky that Janet agreed to marry us there. And I'd always wanted, you know, what little girls like, they see the church, they want to get married there, and I'd always wanted to get married there. A lot of our friends have been married there before, so, you know, it is a special place for us.
The reception we chose was at Moxhall Hall. It's in Wishaw. I always used to live in Wishaw, and it was an old building, and it's recently been renovated, and it's done in a modern style. It's old on the outside, but modern inside. And we looked at a few places, didn't we? And this is, in life, we've come across a few things where we just click, we just both say, yes, that's the one. And we've been to about 7 or 8 places, and as soon as we walked in, we go, we want this one. And we stuck with it.
Yeah, we did. We were really lucky, because I phoned up to book the wedding date, and the lady said, oh, I'm sorry, that date's gone. I thought, oh no, it can't be, you can't do that. And she's phoned me back in 5 minutes, and I did, and they'd managed to sort it, so we got the 11th. So we were really lucky for that. But no, it's just a beautiful building, it's gorgeous. The day, it was very pink, it was very princessy, that was the whole theme of the day. And to be honest, I had a theme of hearts and little hearts throughout the day, and one of the things that we did, which I really loved, we bought confetti, and it was little bits of heart-shaped confetti, and it took us hours to separate all these bits of confetti and put them in cones. But the photographs that we've got, the confetti shots, are all pink and ivory, and it looks perfect. We were really lucky because my auntie got involved in the flowers, and Jeanette she's just starting out in floristry, but the flowers she did were absolutely beautiful. And those were some, you know, the things that you'd got in your head for so many years, and then you see these beautiful flowers. She spent about 3 days on them with Gail, and when I first went to see them, it was just flowers everywhere, green. I thought, it's never going to work, it's never going to work. And then when she phoned me and said, I think you need to come and look at your flowers now, they just totally took my breath away. They were just stunning, they were beautiful.
The room was
absolutely beautiful.
The marquee was just amazing.
I can't believe it.
This is the best I've seen.
Oh, it's absolutely amazing. Oh God, yeah.
Come on, don't you? Wearing your makeup. Stop crying. Have a speak.
I didn't think it looked like this.
Can't you be filmed? You can't cry. I'm a blokey bloke, and I walked in, there's this pink room, and I just had a smile from ear to ear all day. I just couldn't believe how everything had come together.
I mean, I did cry when I saw the marquee, and it wasn't a false. It really genuinely was. I couldn't believe that this was how it looked. I mean, we were lucky because a friend of Harry's, Marianne, they went to art college together, and she does lots of wedding bits, and she decorated the marquee for us. She put lots of pink on the tables, and we had little chocolate favours because I'm a bit of a chocoholic, and we had lovely bags made for the children, and everything was just, it was perfect. I just couldn't, it was stunning. The flowers looked beautiful, and the smell of the tea lights, it was a really rosy smell. And it just blew me away. It was perfect.
It was obvious that Amber had paid such attention to detail. The flowers all matched, the dresses were all perfect, and when we got to the reception, the room was just phenomenal.
Wonderful.
Absolutely spectacular.
The lady who made my cake, I worked with Chris, and I've worked with Chris for about 6 years, and Chris has actually had to live the wedding with me. She's known about everything, every detail, and she makes beautiful cakes. And originally I wanted a 4-tier cake with roses in the middle, but the way the flowers were going, we just didn't think it was going to work, so Chris redesigned the cake. And we've been up to the flower market and she took an armful of roses off me. I thought, what's she going to do with all of those? But anyway, and I hadn't seen the cake at all. She said, I want it to be a surprise on the day for you. And it was a 3-tier, it was all fruit, pink and white, and she just made the most beautiful, huge rose display to go on them. They were beautiful.
God, it looks lovely. Oh, look at the cake! Harry, you look so funny.
You got a funny look on my face.
The dress that I originally wanted was an ivory dress, and it was a Hollywood Dreams dress. My dress was a Hollywood Dreams, and this was a big ivory, sparkly, princessy dress. It was always going to be a princessy dress. I never went into a shop and picked the slinky, sophisticated dress. I always went for the biggest one there. And I saw my dress in a magazine at Christmas time. I thought, oh, I've got to go and see that. I phoned Mum and said, I've seen an amazing dress, it's pink, we've got to go and look at it. And we eventually found a shop in Barwell in Leicestershire, and I tried it on and I thought, oh, God, this is the one for me, I really, really want this one. And so we took my auntie and my nan to come and see it, and I tried on a few other dresses, and when I came out in the pink one, my aunt just went, oh, wow. And I thought, that's the one for me, I've got to have that one.
You put one dress on, you've seen them all, but I knew the minute she put the pink dress on, that was going to be the dress she'd have. It just looked lovely, you know. I knew that was the dress that she was going to choose.
It's got to be that one, but it was, and that was the big secret, the pink.
She said, Claire, I've got something to show you. Very sort of secretive and mysterious, and she scampered off upstairs and she said, I want to show you my dress. And she just opened the door and there was this huge dress which I'd been expecting, but it was pink. And I should have known. I really should have known, because our bridesmaids' dresses were predominantly white with a pink flower on, and I should have guessed really that Amber was going for something not quite ivory or white, but it never occurred to me, to be honest, that she'd choose something like that. But as soon as I saw it, I thought, of course, it's Amber. And that was that.
Yeah, when we first saw Amber, and of course, yeah, everyone stands up and the procession starts, and just seeing the dress, it was at first sort of, oh my goodness, it's pink, but you really would have thought Amber would have gone for the traditional white wedding dress. So at first I was like, oh goodness, pink, yeah, that's a bit unusual, but as soon as you saw it, it was definitely Amber, and it was such a light shade of pink as well that it sometimes in the white lights it'd look white, and other times it'd look pinker, so it was a bit of a surprise, but it was perfectly suited.
My friend Lindsay, when she saw Kerry and Claire arrive at the church, she told me after the wedding, she says, the minute I saw Kerry, I knew you were going to be in pink. I said to my sister, I told you she was going to be in pink, I told you she was going to be wearing pink. And they were right. It had to be pink, it had to be done. I had 4 bridesmaids. Kerry, my cousin, was my chief bridesmaid, and Claire, my friend, who I've known for years, and Darcy, who's a lady I work with, Nicola, it's her little girl, and Catherine is my cousin's little girl. And they all look beautiful. I was so pleased with them. The dresses that I wanted for my big bridesmaids were tea-length ones, and I'd seen those in a magazine, and I just knew that they would go really well with like the theme of the wedding. And they were very flattering, the dresses, you know, they looked lovely on both the girls. And the littlies we'd seen at a wedding fair years ago at the NEC, and we had to travel up to Newcastle under Lyme to get those, but they were worth it because they were proper little princessy dresses, and Darcy and Catherine looked beautiful with their little wands, and they were lovely, gorgeous girls.
My role was really just making sure the bridesmaids are okay, making sure Amber was fine, photographers were happy, video lady were happy, and then the next thing you know, it was around about, I don't know, 12:30 or something. in the car, and just really keeping Amber happy, making sure she doesn't trip over her dress until I could hand her over to the bridesmaids. And then really after that, and it's not much to do in the church for me, hand her over to Harry, sit down and enjoy the service.
It's just a relaxed atmosphere. Everyone was just so excited. And as we left for the church, there was a great big line of people outside. All of Amber's neighbours from when she used to live here had come to wish her well.
I was nervous before I got to the church in the car. I mean, we left there and I said to Dad, I've just got to get out of the house, Dad, I need to get out of the house and get to the church. And once I got to the church, I was fine.
It was walking behind a princess, like Princess Diana's wedding. You know, it was just this great big dress and Amber was just so excited, and it was just wonderful that she was finally marrying the man of her dreams.
I've watched the video back and I'm blowing kisses to people down the aisle. I didn't even know I was doing it. And I thought, I don't even remember doing that. And I'm there smiling and like, this is the best ever. And I wasn't nervous at all. It was absolutely great. It was fantastic walking down the aisle. But I don't remember a lot walking down the aisle, but when I've seen the video, I'm blowing all these kisses, I thought people must have thought I was mad. But no, I was very excited.
When me and Amber walked down the aisle, as she got to the bottom of the aisle closer to Harry, she turned round, gave me a squeeze, gave me a kiss, and then we parted. She went to Harry, and I went back to Sandra. That was a nice touch for Amber, and you did feel totally, you know, you were still a huge part of her life, you know, and you weren't just losing her to another man, like, you know, you'd always be there for her, so it was nice. It was a nice moment, that was.
The grace of our Lord Jesus Christ, the love of God, and the fellowship of the Holy Spirit be with you. God is love, and those who live in love live in God, and God lives in them. A very warm welcome to the Church of St Peter and St Paul, Kingsbury, for the marriage of Amber and Harry.
The hours and hours of planning had finally come together, and sat down and the ceremony started, and they were just looking at each other, and it was actually quite an emotional moment, to be perfectly honest. They were just sort of gazing at each other.
In the presence of God, Father, Son and Holy Spirit, we have come together to witness the marriage of Amber and Harry. Harry Matthew, will you take Amber Louise to be your wife? Will you love her, comfort her, honour and protect her, and forsaking all others, be faithful to her as long as you both shall live?
I will.
Amber just beamed from start to finish all the way through, but so did Harry as well.
Amber Louise, will you take Harry Matthew to be your husband? Will you love him, comfort him, honour and protect him, and forsaking all others, be faithful to him as long as you both shall live?
I will. I really enjoyed saying the vows. It was really exciting. And, when she says, will you take Harry to be your husband? I was like, and I had to say, I'll take Harry to be my husband, whatever it was. And I was like, I got really excited about it. I think he just shook his head. Oh, God.
Jumping up and down.
Yeah. But all the way through the ceremony, I'm bobbing up and down. I just can't contain it. I was that excited.
Do you remember Amber bobbing? She was so excited, wasn't she? She sort of bobbed a little bit every time she said one of the vows. Like, I do. She was really, really excited. I just remember seeing her. I think it's actually on the wedding video. I'm at the back of the church. You just see me actually giggling to myself because all I can see is Amber bobbing up and down with excitement. She was so just so happy, wasn't she?
Yeah.
You, the families and friends of Amber and Harry, support and uphold them in their marriage now and in the years to come. I'd like to invite you all to say, we will. We will. Amber and Harry, I now invite you to join hands and make your vows in the presence of God and his people. Just loose hands. Who brings this woman to be married to this man?
I do.
Take her right hand. Pass it to me. Okay, thank you. Right, turn slightly. Turn. Harry, put your right hand out. Take her hand. That's beautiful. I, Harry Matthew, take you, Amber Louise.
I, Harry Matthew, take you, Amber Louise,
To be my wife.
to be my wife.
to have and to hold,
to have and to hold,
from this day forward,
from this day forward,
for better, for worse,
for better, for worse,
for richer, for poorer,
for richer, for poorer,
in sickness and in health,
in sickness and in health,
to love and to cherish,
to love and to cherish,
till death us do part,
till death us do part,
according to God's holy law,
according to God's holy law,
in the presence of God.
in the presence of God.
I make this vow.
I make this vow.
I, Amber Louise, take you, Harry Matthew,
I, Amber Louise, take you, Harry Matthew,
to be my husband,
to be my husband,
to have and to hold,
to have and to hold,
from this day forward,
from this day forward,
for better, for worse,
for better, for worse,
for richer, for poorer,
for richer, for poorer,
in sickness and in health,
in sickness and in health,
to love and to cherish,
to love and to cherish,
till death us do part,
till death us do part,
according to God's holy law,
according to God's holy law,
in the presence of God.
in the presence of God.
I make this vow.
I make this vow.
And the vicar had just come to bless the rings. Paul had eventually got rid of the rings, and she put the rings on the Bible and she's about to bless them, and she dropped Harry's ring.
Oops. What happened before?
And you hear it clink on the floor, and I don't know whether many people knew that it had happened. And she says, "Oh, she says that's never happened before." And I remember thinking, "Oh, I hope that's not bad luck. I hope that's not a jinx."
There was a big panic because there was a long metal grill, wasn't there? And I thought, oh, don't go down there.
Yeah.
I'd be pulling all that up. But that was my panic, another panic in the church for me.
Amber Louise, I give you this ring,
Amber Louise, I give you this ring
as a sign of our marriage.
as a sign of our marriage.
With my body, I honour you.
With my body, I honour you.
All that I am, I give to you.
All that I am, I give to you.
And all that I have, I share with you.
And all that I have, I share with you.
Within the love of God,
Within the love of God,
Father, Son, and Holy Spirit.
Father, Son, and Holy Spirit.
Don't worry about it. Just drop your hand. Put your left hand down. Slip it on the fourth finger and hold it there. Harry Matthew, I give you this ring,
Harry Matthew, I give you this ring,
as a sign of our marriage.
as a sign of our marriage.
With my body, I honour you.
With my body, I honour you.
All that I am, I give to you.
All that I am, I give to you.
And all that I have, I share with you.
And all that I have, I share with you.
Within the love of God,
Within the love of God,
Father, Son, and Holy Spirit.
Father, Son, and Holy Spirit.
Now turn to face the front. Now you can mess with them. Nobody's looking. Okay. In the presence of God and before this congregation, Amber and Harry have given their consent and made their marriage vows to each other. They have declared their marriage by the joining of hands and by the giving and receiving of rings. I therefore proclaim that they are husband and wife. Would you like to give them a clap?
First kiss was a real big relief, I think. 'Cause to me, it was like an end to the service, an end to the formality of the service, and after that everything was a celebration and a party. But it was that bit. I look forward to the kiss.
Yeah, it was lovely.
After that, it was just brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, we had a bit of a cuddle as well, which was nice, and it was like a relief. It's like, oh, it's done now, thank God. I would say, don't listen to anybody else about how much it's costing you, and don't have this and don't have that. Just go for it, have whatever you want and do whatever you want, and it is worth it. Be organised, because you'll get all the best things, that you get everything you wanted. I don't regret booking things 2 years in advance, and everyone's saying how daft it was. I don't regret that, but just be organised and, remember what you're doing it for. You know that you're doing it for both of you and it's your wedding. But don't forget your family.
All husbands to be.
All husbands, yeah.
All husbands to be.
It was just absolutely magical and a really warm day. Up until that Saturday, it had been raining and forecast of rain, and it was just a wonderful morning from the moment it started.
think it just went over and beyond what I thought it was going to be. Everybody had a lovely time. It was just nice to see everyone enjoying, you know, the weather and being outside, and, you know, just it was nice to just stand back and watch everybody having a chat and sitting around and it was just perfect. The evening was perfect. I wouldn't change anything about it at all. I'd do it all again in a heartbeat, I really would.
Speeches. I wrote my speech. I did it one day when I was quiet. I thought I did a really good job.
You did do a good job.
And I thought I best put it past the boss, even though you're not supposed to hear it. I thought I'll let you proofread it, and you threw it in the bin, didn't you?
Honestly, the first one that you did, it was terrible. It really, really was. I felt insulted by what you'd said.
I thought it was good.
You just slated me all the way through it. Sorry for the way Amber's been, everybody, for the past 3 years. I've had to put up with her as well. It was terrible. It was bad. But then I said, you know, we had a bit of a discussion. And he did to your credit, he went and locked himself away for a good couple of hours, and he'd come up with a really lovely speech. It was thanking all the right people, and he did say some lovely things.
I think you changed that one again, didn't you?
Tweaked it.
Tweaking the old paragraph.
Tweaked the old paragraph.
I know I speak for Amber as well when I say that we are both so grateful for all of you for the help and the support, especially you, Sandra, with all the running around you've had to do. We really appreciate it. Clap yourself. Especially with Alfie.
Yeah.
I'd like to do a big thank you for both of you for doing such a great job in bringing up Amber to be such a beautiful, intelligent, kind, is that kind?
Yeah.
Kind and caring person that I love so very much.
Are you going? I'm going.
She's off. I'm reading it. Thank you all for being here, especially those who have travelled long distances. It wouldn't be the same without you. It'd have been a lot cheaper. We wouldn't have been the same. Amber and I would really like to thank you all for your cards and gifts. We're really blown away with your generosity. So from Amber and I, thank you very much. There are lots of beautiful women here today, but none so beautiful as the bridesmaids. Don't they look fantastic?
Yeah.
I know you've all been a tower of strength. You've all been a tower of strength for Amber over these past few weeks, months, years. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like you please to be all upstanding, raise your glasses and toast the bridesmaids.
I've got all the names.
I've got something for you.
Bridesmaids. To the bridesmaids. Cheers.
Dad's speech was lovely. It was very warm and genuine, and he made lots of references about like how proud he was of me. And, you know, you can't take flattery. You think, oh, I wish I wouldn't say these things. And I did cry. You know, he just said some lovely things, and he thanked everybody for coming and did all the things he had to do.
I'd like to introduce my father-in-law, Ian Wilson.
Thank you. Thank you. Right, thank you. Right. Very kind of everybody to turn and look. Right? Don't put too much pressure on me. It's not a massive speech, but it's something we've come up with. But firstly, obviously, I'd like to welcome everybody to Amber and Harry's wedding today. I think you're all quite well aware just how much work Amber has put into this to make it such a beautiful day. It's been absolutely perfect. The weather's been brilliant, yeah. And I think for the Birmingham City fans amongst us, you even arranged with Premier League to postpone the game until tomorrow, right? So that was quite an achievement to do that, because I don't think anybody else in it. We were immensely proud, not just how Amber looked, you know, but the whole work that she put into it. Which, you know, you just sit back and sometimes you look, I wonder if anything was a slight fault or we could have improved on something. And there really was nothing I don't think she could have improved on. No. She looked beautiful. The bridesmaid dress were beautiful. The little bridesmaids were gorgeous. All the men looked smart in their suits. Everybody who turned up really looked like they wanted to enjoy themselves. And I think everybody, if you ask everybody, they all say they had a great night. So I was really proud. She's done everybody proud, done herself proud, done me and Sandra proud. And She looked gorgeous, so you just couldn't ask for any more. It's this point I'd like to welcome Harry to our family. He's been around us now a few years now. He's a tremendous chap, you know, and hopefully everybody gets to know him who hasn't met him tonight. Hard working, couldn't ask for a better son-in-law. He's absolutely perfect for us. All right?
Thank you.
So, good luck to Harry. And it goes without saying, you know, I'm absolutely proud of how Amber has turned out, right? She's absolutely stunning, right? You know, you've got to admit it, you know, she looks beautiful. But I think after what I can see today, and I think most people agree to me, a change of career could quite easily, because I think a wedding planner is certainly the next step in her career, right? So, you know, it's absolutely brilliant to say. She's done everything she wanted to do in life. She's fulfilled all the roles we were looking for. She's been a student, a teacher, a sister to Scott, right? Right? Pretty hard work that was, Amber. Right? A wonderful daughter, couldn't ask for any more, right? But I think we all admit she's never been more radiant than what she is today. She looks absolutely beautiful today. I'd just like to everybody to propose a toast to the bride and groom, Amber and Harry. Okay? Cheers.
Paul's speech was lovely as well, wasn't it? Paul did a really funny speech.
Firstly, let me say, I think that we'll all agree that, again, just going on top of Harry's words, the bridesmaids have done a fantastic job and look very beautiful today. But only outshone by our bride, which is obviously Amber. So, Harry, I thank you for choosing me as to be your best man. So, thanks for that. I'm sure that all men here today are upset knowing that Amber is officially off the market.
Who says?
And ladies, I'm sure that you're happy to see Harry off the market.
He told the story of when Harry was younger and he crashed his car and it made the front page of our local paper. And Paul was getting to like the climax of his speech, and then Tarrant shouted, and then he crashed the car. And that was it, like finished the speech off.
Out of control, Harry's losing traction, trying to correct the car. He fights it to bring it under control. Who put that tree there? Thank you, Tarrant. You've already seen this before.
We're building up to that punchline for about 10 minutes, and all of a sudden his voice popped up out the background. Good job it was his son, not anybody else's.
It wasn't anyone else.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you could be upstanding and raise your glasses to join me for a toast. And it's to the new Mr. and Mrs. Dancy, Harry and Amber. To look at that.
Harry and Amber.
Throughout the day, Amber was just like 3 foot off the ground.
It is the best day of your life, it really, really is.
It was just a fabulous day all round, you know, and everybody I spoke to, you know, said it was one of the best weddings I'd ever been to. You know, there was just nothing that they could have made it any better. You know, it really was lovely, from the flowers to the cake. You know, everything. You know, I can't think of a wedding, even though I say it because it's my daughter. I can't think of a wedding that I'd been to where, even though I was the mother of the bride, and you don't take it in so much, I really did enjoy every minute of the day, and I wished it would have gone on longer.
But no, the day was perfect. There was nothing that went wrong. It was just, I think it just went over and beyond what I thought it was going to be. Everybody had a lovely time.
The only advice I got was don't get married. But I chose to ignore that. I thought I'd go for it. Give it a try. Everybody else does. But, no, everybody knows that we don't argue, really, do we?
No, we don't. We don't row a lot. We do, you know, we're quite laid back about things, you know, and Harry knows that our way's the right way. No, we're quite laid back, and I think we've been living together for so long, you know, it's different. When you do get married, it is different, and, you know, I do feel differently about Harry now, you know, you are a lot stronger when you're married, but we didn't particularly get any advice. You know, my auntie kept saying, I can't believe you're spending all this money. But no, we only had advice from the vicar, you know, when you have to go for your visits and talking about what marriage means to you and everything. But we didn't really get a huge amount of, this is how it should be done, did we?
No. Everybody knew that you was doing it right in the first place.
Yeah, this is it. Made a good choice.
I think Amber and Harry will live happily ever after as long as Harry learns the one thing and just do as he's told. She told him that on the video, and I think he needs to put it into practice because he needs to keep my daughter happy to keep us happy, doesn't he?
Oh, I definitely.
Yeah, definitely, and he'll just get on with us like a house on fire, won't he? As long as Amber's happy, we're happy. If Amber's upset, we'll be upset, won't we?
I do love him more every day. I just do, you know, I think we're a lot stronger being married than we were when we weren't.
Definitely.
Mm.
We're a team.
We are.
Rather than two single.
Yeah.
You're the captain.
That's right.
We know Amber and Harry are going to live happily ever after because of how well they're suited. They're always there for each other in good times, in bad times. They're just each other's rock.
Now she's moved into a house, working to, I'd like to see her house done, settle down, then maybe if kids come along, that'd be nice.
The house is a major priority for us at the minute. We've got to get that sorted.
Yeah.
But just carrying on as we are and just being happy and, you know...
Remain friends. Not in a bad way, just carry on the way we are.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, look forward to my granddad, yes, why not? Yeah, that would be nice. Little boy.
No, a girl.
But, you know, just keeping the house, getting on top of this house is the big thing, isn't it, at the minute? But, you know, we just want to, you know, we want to travel together, we want to see all the places that we couldn't afford to see when we were planning the wedding.
Yeah,
and just continuing and carrying on. I always think we'll be happy because we've been happy ever since we've been together, and I think it's just going to carry on, it's just going to get better. I really, really do.